I'm Sarah, and I wanted to make my first video. My sister and brother-in-law have been urging me to put myself on YouTube, so here goes nothing. I wanted to talk about something that's near and dear to my heart, and that is my running vest. But I wanted to do something, instead of doing a gear review or you know, how I pack it, I wanted to unpack it for you and show you exactly what I carried on my most recent mountain run. Last weekend I did 17 miles in Lassen National Forest with one of my friends, and this is the vest and the kit, everything that I carried with me. I want to unpack it because I need to wash it. As you'll see, it's quite dirty, and I figured show you what's inside. Everything's exactly how it is when she dropped me off at home after our run. I run with the Nathan Vapor Aeris vest. It has a 2-liter bladder and then a 7-liter gear capacity. Some of the models also come with bottles that can go on the front. Mine did not, so I have aftermarket different brand bottles, which you'll see. So anyway, if you want to see exactly what I carried with me on my 17-mile mountain run, stay tuned and watch me unpack this thing. Okay. I think we'll start with, I'm getting water everywhere. We'll start with the outermost zipper pouch and we'll get down into it. I have a zipper right here. In this zipper, I like to carry things that I'm not going to access quite as much. So first thing we'll pull out, this is my America the Beautiful pass. My friend, it's usually in my car, but my friend drove us for this excursion, so I threw it in my bag and I was able to like hang it on her windshield. So if you're frequenting the national parks, get one of these. It works every single park in the United States. It's a one-time purchase and it'll get you in anywhere. You use it about 3 times and it's paid for. I next have this little baggie. I carry some cash, my house key, and then I do have my insurance card, my driver's license, and my credit card. I also have my headlamp. We weren't planning on being out overnight, but I do like to still carry this. I've been out on a few runs where I thought I'd be back in time before the sun went down, and I miscalculated my distance and my pace, and I was really happy I had it. It's just it's a BioLite headlamp. I got it on Amazon. It's pretty cheap. And that is it for that zippered pouch. So the Nathan Vapor Aeris has 3 pouches in the main compartment. They're not zippered closed, they just hold closed based off of how tight everything is packed in here. So if we get into the first main compartment, I have my shit kit. This is my first aid kit. Let's see. I carry a trowel to dig my cat holes, and I carry a bag of wipes. The trowel bag doubles as my trash bag. Please pack all of your wipes out. Do not bury it. Even if they're biodegradable, they don't really decompose in the forest. I also carry my first aid kit. In here I have some hand sanitizer, a lighter, nail clippers, because this also goes in my rock climbing bag and you never know when you need to clip your nails, some bug spray, some medicine, a couple band-aids, tweezers, etc. Things like that. If you want me to go down, break that down for you, let me know. I'll be happy to do it. And then further on, I have a little, like half pouch that's in here. Some extra gels that I didn't quite eat. I use my Spring Energy. It's really good. Favorite one is Awesome Sauce, which you'll see. And then in the main body, the middle compartment, the biggest compartment, I carry with me an emergency bivvy. Some people carry the foil blankets, which is wonderful. However, I feel like I've never, thankfully, been caught outside where I had to stop. So I don't really know the difference between a foil blanket and the bivvy. All I know is that the bivvy is like a glued together foil blanket. And so I feel like if I were ever trapped out overnight where I had to stop moving, I would rather be in a foil sleeping bag than a floppy blanket. And then in this, I also carry a strap. The strap is good for just, attaching other things to the outside of the bag, or it can also be used as a tourniquet should you need it. In the very bottom of my main compartment, this is overkill for our run, but I still like to bring it. I brought my Puffy Jacket. So I usually will bring an extra layer depending on the forecast and the terrain. And because I know Lassen still has some snow, and I looked, the low was about 40 degrees and the high was 74 for that day that we were running, I wanted to bring my Puffy Jacket just to be on the safe side. I am a big baby when it comes to being cold, so I would rather have it and not need it than be cold with the wind blowing. Sometimes I will also bring just my rain jacket and a fleece if it's not going to be that cold at night, but because we still get a little bit close to freezing at night in the snow, I would rather have my warm jacket. And then in the last compartment, I have my water bladder. This is the bladder that came with the vest. It's a Nathan 2-liter bladder. I actually really prefer this bladder compared to the Camelbacks. I've had several Camelbacks, and this one is just a lot easier to clean because I can completely invert it inside out and there's no creases that collect mold. Just a way better system. Because I got my vest used from REI used, it didn't come with a straw, so I just attached my Camelback straw to my Nathan bladder, and it works great. Moving on to the front of my vest, I have several pockets. I always carry a bandana with me, no matter what the adventure is. When I run, hike, climb, whatever, I get really snotty and boogery, and it's nice to just blow my nose in there. I have been known to blow it on my shirt, which is gross, but what are you gonna do? And I live in bear country and mountain lion country, so I always carry bear spray with me. Make sure if you're going to use bear spray that you know how to use it and what the rules are for your location. I don't know if certain areas allow you to carry it or not, so just always double check the rules for your area, and then know before you go. Know if you're in bear country, know if you're in grizzly bear country, and know about, if there's mountain lions. That also works on people too. In this pouch here, I will always carry some extra running gels and some fig bars, oat bars, snacks. This is my nutrition pouch. It's currently empty because I ate everything except for those, my Spring Energy from the back of the vest. In this zippered pouch, I carry things that I access quite a bit. We are still in the pandemic here in California, and in my county, the vaccination rate is probably one of the lowest in the country. And so to keep me safe and my family safe, I carry a mask with me. And even in Lassen National Forest, if you're going to go into a building, masks are still required. It doesn't matter your vaccine status. So I always carry that with me. Hand sanitizer. I carried this before the pandemic. Yes, I know I have two. I have one in my shit kit and then one in my vest. It's a lot easier just to grab this out and use it if you're going into a public bathroom or if you're digging your cat hole. I like to have two just because sometimes this one falls out or gets misplaced in my car. So I always have a backup. And then I have a whistle. It is a signaling device. Should I get into any kind of hairy situation, 3 sharp blasts into the air is going to cut the wind faster and easier than my voice, and I can probably blow a whistle longer than I can shout. And 3 sharp blasts into the air is the universal signal for I need help, come get me. And then chapstick. I always carry chapstick with me. You just never know when you're gonna need it, and my mouth always gets dry. I also, it's gonna be gross, use this for chafing. So because I am a little bit bigger, especially in my thigh region, I've got some ye old thunder thighs, I will actually use this where I'm chafing, and it works like a charm. I just don't tell anybody I'm doing it, except for now you know, and don't let anyone else use it because that's kind of gross. Okay, and this other side, it's the exact same layout on the vest. I just keep different things in it, and I just always know left side is nutrition and bear spray and other safety stuff. Right side is my electrolytes and my garbage. So if I get down into this front pouch here, I have a couple snacks I didn't eat, fig bars, those are usually always in my bag, and then I wanted to try something new, but I didn't get around to it, but I've got some almond butter. One of my friends told me it was really good to do that on a run, and didn't get to eat it. And then this is my other signaling device. So before I got my Garmin watch, this is what I used for my hiking and all of my other adventures. It has maps automatically pre-programmed into this for North America. So depending on where you register your device, it'll have different maps, and it works on satellite, and it has an SOS button. So if I get into a world of hurt, I can hit that, and the cavalry will come get me. And then one reason why I continue to carry this, even though I have my Garmin watch, which has maps on it for my navigation, I keep carrying this because it functions as a satellite phone. So I'm able to text my emergency contact, hey, I'm at the trailhead, or hey, I made it back to the car. There was one trip I went on where we were about 5 hours late, and we were going to be later than our supposed return to the car time. So I texted my emergency contact, hey, we're about 5 hours behind, don't send the cavalry for us. And so it is a little bit heavy, and it is redundant in terms of navigation, but I keep it because I like that I can communicate out and let people know that the plan is changing, or if there's an emergency, I can signal. And my Garmin watch doesn't have the SOS feature. In this pouch here, this is a water bottle that I use. It's from Liquid Pack Pro. I have 3 of these that kind of float around my kit. It holds 500 milliliters, and I usually will put Pedialyte or some other electrolyte in this. And so when I run, I have my bladder that holds 2 liters, and I have this with electrolytes. That one's empty now. And then in this side pouch, I keep all of my trash. So I can show you what I ate on my run. I tend to overpack with food, but that's because I'm such a poor sport if I'm hungry. I had a Bobo, I had a few Spring Energies, and then the best thing I brought was an Amy's burrito. My husband and sister gave me a little bit of a hard time because I was packing in a frozen burrito and letting the sun warm it up and all that, but that was the best thing I ever did. And one thing I forgot when we were on the back of this vest, I have this little hidden pouch here that goes, it extends all the way through. And so this one I put things that I access frequently, but it's not every hour. And so in this pouch for this run, I brought my water filtration system. So we were running the Cluster Lakes Loop. It's got about 10 lakes on it. And for 17 miles, I knew that I was probably going to run out of water. And so I brought my Sawyer Mini and then the bag system that goes with it. So you fill up your water from whatever water source, and you screw on the Sawyer to it, and then you squeeze it in. And so when I ran out of water, I stopped at the closest lake and just refilled my bladder. Had to do that a couple times, and it worked great. I am in the market to replace this though, just because it was kind of fiddly to refill my bladder with the whole vest packed, but that's a whole other story. This works great for backpacking, and I've used it for years, no complaints. Anyway, this is what my vest looks like empty. As you can see, it's so sweaty and nasty, it probably could stand up on its own. I'm going to be washing it and repacking it for the next adventure. If you have any questions or you want any clarification, and if you want to see how I pack for other adventures or other types of runs, let me know. Thank you.